Hola. Welcome to Jario Vlogs. Jario Vlogs in the house. This is me, Houston, Bloom, Brony, whatever the fuck you want to call me. That's me. Who do I have here with me?
I'm Mario, the Strokes 311, usually username everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're Jario Vlogs. So yeah, woo! This isn't a vlog.
Yeah, we're more like a podcast and vlog type. But
yeah, man, our fifth one together.
Yeah, but we actually have quite a few projects that we start, but we are working on them. So.
Mm-hmm. Especially with this quarantine, we got a lot of time to work on our projects.
Yeah, it's actually our first time recording, not being near each other.
Exactly. We learned how to do things via the internet, so yeah.
Dude, don't you just love the internet?
I do. I can find many things on there. Amazon, Whips, Cherry Lube. How about you?
Pornhub.
The premium?
Oh yeah, premium. Definitely. Fat point out to all the homies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fat point out to my homies' pictures. What? No? What?
No.
No, but yeah. Shall we start with how you and I met each other, Mario?
Yeah, I would say it's always a good place. I don't know if some of these followers are from the TheEZBoys, but
I
don't really. Yeah, I don't really know if we fully got into depth exactly how we met. We might have, but it's always good to touch base back.
It's a very, very not interesting story.
Yeah, it really is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, okay, let's see. How do we start?
How do you remember you meeting me?
Funny enough, I don't remember you at all in Miss Bush's class. That's where we met, non-canonically. But I remember you more in Mr. Fuck, what's his name?
Thompson.
I was gonna say Martsky. Martsky's the English teacher. Mr. Thompson, rest in peace, by the way. Me and Mario had a class our senior year. 2 classes, funny enough. First semester was
government, right?
Government, yes, and the second was
economics.
Economics, yes. Yeah. So we had our teacher, Miss Bush, first semester. She was a mean lady.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she got really anal.
That time you got in trouble?
Yeah. It was like the first week of class, right? And she and her TA, teacher's assistant, had a separate desk at other ends of the room. And I remember, like, I don't know, I guess I went to go grab some hand sanitizer from her desk. And Mario, what do you remember her saying about that?
I just remember saying, hey, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, she was like, excuse me, is that yours? And I'm like,
I remember she just lifted, she started going off, like, you don't take things that aren't yours and all that, and you were just like,
I just want to clean my hands.
I didn't, like, we weren't even close at that time. I just thought it was funny.
No, yeah.
I was like, fucking guy.
I don't know if you remember, like, the week after that, you know how sometimes class would start and she wouldn't be there yet, right?
Yeah.
I remember going up to her desk and I'm like fucking taking as much hand sanitizer as I could in my hands.
You were like, fuck this bitch.
Fuck this bitch. Yeah.
You're like, whose sanitizer is this?
Yeah.
This is my sanitizer.
She also, there was that one time, remember, we graduated around the time when Obama became president, right? 2012, 2013? Oh, yeah, his second term.
A whole year later.
Yeah, his second term, like, yeah. But I remember, because it was 2012 when we had her in the class.
Yeah, that's probably presidential elections going on there at that time.
Yeah, Obama versus Mitt Romney. She had given us a paper. She told us, like, oh, earlier in the day you probably received this paper. And I pulled out my backpack. I was like, oh, this one? I hold it up. And she looked at me in disbelief. She's like, yes, Captain Obvious. And I'm like, oh my god.
That sounds like her.
Yeah, she fucking. Oh god, I hated her.
She was a bitch.
She was,
but I feel like she hated you more because of what you did.
The hand sanitizer incident.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, no, but like, she gave out a lot of free snacks, and that made you like kind of like her a little bit. But like, it was just the free snacks that was likable about the class. The class, I don't even remember anything about government, bro.
No, me neither.
Yeah,
I do remember sometime we had to get up in front of the class, like each one of us, and say something about like government.
Oh yeah, fuck.
And she was like really fucking anal about it. Like if you didn't say something, like she was giving you shit and like a hard time.
It's like, we're here to learn about it. God, you can't expect us not to know about it.
I don't know if I was. I think someone took something that I was going to say, and like I remember just being like kind of near the end. Like I haven't said anything yet. Like we had to like go, and I was like, I forgot what I said. I said some bullshit, and I guess she liked it from what I remember. And I was like,
fuck.
oh.
So that was Miss Bush's class. Why don't you talk about the second semester, which we had a class again, and I still didn't know you.
Yeah, so that was economics, huh? I feel like I didn't get to know you, like introduction wise, like you're,
no,
you're Justin, I'm Mario,
We literally sat on opposite ends of the class and only interacted once.
I think it was when we played chess, I believe.
Yes. Do you want to explain about that? Like, why we played chess in that class? Like, what was Mr. I was going to say Martzkis again. What was Mr. Thompson? Thank you. What was Mr. Don't make fun of my Filipino accent. Mr. Thompson. What was his not philosophy of the class, but the thing he would do every day?
To be honest, it was a while ago. I don't remember.
Okay, I'll refresh. His thing of his class is that he would teach the first half of the class economics, and the second half would always be free time of whatever we want to do.
Oh yeah, that's right. I feel like towards the end though, like he didn't really like teach us shit. Like honestly, I just remember talking shit for like an hour with my other friends in there, and then
me too.
That was about it.
Exactly. Like and yeah, no, I sat next to like two people we talk about movies all the time and shit. And then yeah, Mr. Thompson, he would have the chessboards. Not chessboards, but like he had mats, like, like plastic mats of chess that would be always set up in the back, and we'd always play. Like, fuck yeah, we would always play.
Yeah, he'd go around the room, just, I think he would play too, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah.
Yeah,
and I fought you once.
Yep. That's kind of like how I was just like, oh, okay, like this person's, Houston, and I just feel like vice versa, right?
Exactly.
That's how you knew more who I was.
I mean, actually, no, that's kind of odd now that you mention, like, that you introduce your, like, self like that way. Because how I know everybody is I hear names around the room and I remember them. And that always threw people off.
No,
that's just me.
I don't know, like, no, because, like, there's a bunch of people, like, that if you're paying attention, you hear their name, like, you know who they are.
Like
oh, you're this person or whatever.
Yeah, or like you're that kid who always answers a question every day.
I'm assuming that was you.
No, never.
Yeah, I was like, me neither. I was like, I was quiet, but no, that was weird. Like, I think that happened to me once where I said someone's name. They're like, "What? How do you know my name?" And I was like, "Bitch, we're in the same fucking class. Like, how else do I know your name?"
Yeah, true.
More so, like to make them feel bad, not me. That for knowing their name, like saying like,
"Oh, that's fair.
Of course, I know your name."
Yeah, you're that guy. But no, yeah, I knew you mostly because of Luigi and Gustavo, because they were always in the class.
Yep, those were two of our friends. I still speak to Gustavo to this day. Luigi, not so much really, to be honest.
But yeah, so yeah, me and Mario only interacted once in that class through a chess game. I don't remember who won. Probably me.
No, it was me. I remember you were teaching me how to play, you were giving me moves to beat you because I didn't see them.
Oh fuck!
Then afterwards, yeah, I remember you being like, oh shit, I'm losing.
It's always the L move. So I mean, I don't know if everyone else plays by this rule where if it's the king is in check, you only have to move the king. You can't move anything else. That's the rule I always played by in that class.
Are those like actual like chess rules or just?
No, I think the actual chess rule is that you can move anything to do it. I don't know. We should play chess for the channel.
Us being quiet for like fucking 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And then just look at the camera. We're like out loud. Oh.
It just ends with us shaking each other's hands. Like no one knows who won.
Oh, can we have a clicker on the side that we just click even though it's not our turn?
I'm gonna be fucking clicking. Just like
scratch your nose, you click it.
It's all he's breathing. Fuck it.
Is that a jab at me?
It's a slight jab. Slight.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, I breathe heavily during gaming and podcasts. You can hear it in the TheEZBoys episodes.
Yeah. It's pretty blatant.
Pretty brutal.
But
okay.
What, did you have any impression of me just from that first like meeting or encounter of like us actually speaking, not just being in the same class, but actual interaction, or no?
No, you were just. Don't take offense to it. You were just the big quiet guy.
Yeah, like my impression of you there was just like you were just some random kid. Like that was in my class.
Wait until your next impression the next time you met me. Should I set that up?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so yes, met Mario in that class. Never talked again until a few years later. We graduated 2013. Probably 2 years later? No, 3 years. 2016 is when I met you. Damn.
More so when we became friends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 2016 for sure.
Oh, so yeah. I don't remember how. Because I've been hanging out more with my college group, I stopped usually hanging out with Ramon and Eric, who I would always hang out with growing up. Eric would always invite us to one of his 4 houses. That,
by the way, Eric is one of our friends, as well as Ramon, who some of you may know from the TheEZBoys.
Yes.
So, anyways, continue.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. I hung out with them again once Ramon messaged me like, "Hey, like come to Eric's house with me, and like I'll pick you up and stuff." And yeah. And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. It's been like 2 years. Let's hang out again." I mean, like, I've hung out with Ramon like at least like twice a month. From that, and then he invited me to Eric. So like I never stopped seeing him,
Yeah, it was just Eric. Yeah, I didn't see him in like 2 years, or hanged out with at least.
Yeah, and then I believe Eric saying like, "Oh yeah, our new friend Mario's gonna be there too," and I'm like, "Cool." And this is where you come in, Mario, because I don't remember how it went down, but every time you say it to me, it's pretty funny.
So, this is how I remember it going down. So, prior to you coming,
oh, nice.
I think Eric, Eric and Ramon were saying, hey, like they were talking about you, like kind of saying like, oh, where's Justin, or how's Justin's doing? Eric obviously was saying that. Then Eric's like, oh, like we should invite him over, like to hang out with him, like kind of saying like you're a cool dude, like he missed hanging out with you.
Oh.
Yeah, which I think that was the main reason like why you were like back introduced, or at least introduced to me. Yeah, Ramon's like, yeah, he's always. But I think he was saying like you're a bit weird that you were bi. that was like I remember the main point, and I was like, okay, what, like I don't care.
It was like, yeah, why bring that up? But yeah,
I was like, all right, like whatever, like cool. So I remember it's me, Ramon, and Eric, we were playing video games in Eric's room.
As they do.
In the summer in California, so
oh fuck,
it's fucking hot as shit. 3 guys in there with the fucking door closed, no AC. We're fucking sweating, alright?
Oh god, those. Oh my god.
So yeah, I remember you just came in and you said hi or whatever, like just waved your hand, I think, to Eric and Ramon, and then you took my hand, and you shook my hand, then you flipped my hand over and you fucking kissed my hand, and then you started immediately going, "Oh god, it's sweaty and salty." And I immediately said, "So you fucking can't." I was like, "Don't do that shit."
I don't remember me doing that.
That's exactly what you did.
Oh my god. Oh, I wish I remembered it, but I don't remember, Mario. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was. I think you don't want to remember.
No, I do remember because it sounds so bad. It sounds like
I'm saying what happened. You're probably just like, oh, fuck. Whatever. Like, I was after that. I think like you just like sat in front of me, and like I didn't really want to talk to you or talk to you. I was like, what the fuck? Like in my head, like who the fuck does that?
What's this guy's problem?
But, yeah, but I was like, yeah, they had already told me you were bi, so I was just like, oh, I guess that's how bi people are. I don't know.
That's not
I never had bi friends.
That's not how it works, though.
Oh, I don't know, dude. That was my first impression. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I was like, whatever. Like you know, like I was kind of over it. Like I didn't care anymore. Like whatever. And I don't know. Just I guess we just kept hanging out, getting to know each other.
Did you feel iffy about me the next time?
Yeah, I felt iffy of you probably like the next 2-3 times. Then afterwards, started getting more like comfortable. Like, your presence in there.
And then you found out
not because you were gay, but or bi, I mean, but because of what you did. I was like, I want this dude kissing me. I'm like, I don't care that he is, but like I'm not. So
I know. And then you found out about like my weird mannerisms. Like we were playing games one time in Eric's living room, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I do my gag noise that I usually do, and you're like,
yeah, you're fucking hardcore gag reflex.
Yeah. And then you're like, what the fuck? And then you just look at Ramon and Mario, Ramon and Eric, and they're just like nonchalantly still playing games.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
But yeah.
I feel like I didn't get more close to you until, was it 2017? 2016? When it was Eric's birthday party.
No, 2016, because that was like a month later, no? Oh no, we must have met sometime in
2015.
Yeah, like maybe December or November. Because that's when...
No, because it was in the summer, I remember. It might have been like late August.
I feel like I didn't know you for that long. Wow.
See, August, September. Yeah, it would only be 5 months.
Okay, now
if we met in August, which sounds about right.
Okay, no, yeah, that makes sense actually, because that's when I got on academic probation. Summer 2015.
Yeah, which means you wouldn't be able to
go to school anymore, and I'd have more free time.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, that makes sense.
I was like, because I remember specifically that day was hot as shit, and I was sweating.
Yeah. That's probably why I came back into it, because I was like, well, I'm not going to school anymore, so hey, my other friends, woo.
You're like, these fucking other guys. Oh, I thought I was never going to see them again.
The last resort. But, yeah, no. What else?
But after that, you became,
Yeah, we came closer, and then I think what really cemented us like getting closer was when you invited just me and Ramon to your house, and then we started hanging out more, just the 3 of us.
Yeah, I would say that was more like the peak of us getting best friend status, right?
Exactly. I mean, I still remember the day I asked you, not asked you, but like I not declared, but I just like, Mario, you're a best friend now. Yeah, declare.
I was like, oh, huh?
Oh, Houston, you're drunk.
I was touched. And not in that way.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
emotionally touched.
I'll set up the scenario for it. Ramon was going to Eric's sister's wedding, and Eric had invited just Ramon.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then Mario was like, "Fuck it, Houston, you want to hang out with me, my sister, her friend, and another friend of theirs?" And
it was some random dude.
Yeah, some random dude. I know his name, but I won't say it. So yeah, yeah. So we hung out, and then Mario had bought the strawberry Rita.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drank about half of that, and I was gone for some reason.
Yeah, well, I think that was your first time of like
drinking
heavy,
with you. Yeah.
I don't even know of heavy drinking, but first time drinking like bigger. I don't know what was your first time drinking, but I'm assuming that was because it was half of it, and you were like fucked up.
It was a slight introduction of what I'm about to get into.
Shit.
But yeah, I drank that, and a lot of things happened that night. I was playing ping pong with a basketball.
Yep, your shoe also.
And I was like, alright, time to get serious. And I pulled off my glasses and broke it in one fell swoop.
That shit was fucking hilarious. You were so fucking lit. I was like, oh, this guy's gone. This guy's trash.
Damn. And then, yeah.
I remember fucking getting Jack in the Box just to fucking like sober you up before you had to go home. So I was like, no way in hell he can go back home like this.
And then, what was it called? Before that, though, you had made me a sandwich.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew, like, I was like, fuck, man, this guy's so cool. I love him. So there, that's what's meant. That's when I told you, like, Mario, I consider you best friend now. As I was sitting on the stool while you were making a sandwich.
Yep, you fucking drunk as fuck. Shit. That was a good day, though.
It was, though. I'm glad for it. I'm glad I broke my glasses.
Oh, I was fucking dying. Like you guys didn't see it, but fuck, dude. Just imagine, just imagine your fucking friend, like, first time seeing them and fucking them going off.
Oh, yeah, I saw you and Lorena were dying.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So yeah, that's introduction from my point of view. What about you, Mario? Anything that you want to add to that?
I don't know. I feel like I share my views in there too. Also, of you know what I thought of you.
How you want to stalk me?
Oh no, I did at first, but then I was like, all right, just
calm down.
Okay. Yeah. So.
All right. So yeah,
I feel like if I reacted differently, things might have been different right now.
I know we might. I can do words. We might not have been making our kind of Fitzwaito podcast right now.
Yeah, I could have been fucking. I don't know, somewhere else right now. Honestly, I don't think I would be making a podcast because I feel like you guys got me more into like wanting to, and then I was like, well, more so you did, and then I was like, yeah, that sounds fucking cool. I'm down. Yeah.
Plus, you're a wise guy. Not like oh, he's a wise guy.
A wise guy. Yeah.
Like you have so much wisdom, and like you have the perfect voice for like talking. That I think you do. So like, yeah.
I think vice versa. I think you do. I feel like you're more able like to carry it on, and I feel like I'm more adept to like a secondary role where like I comment on things or be like, yeah, like that sounds good.
Nah.
I feel like I've always felt it.
I mean, look where we are now. Now we're both the hosts of our own podcast.
So, Houston.
Yes.
What
kind of life do you like?
I was like, we were actually gaming, I don't know, kind of late the other day. Up to like 3:30 a.m. maybe?
Yes.
So, that got me thinking. What's the longest you've ever stayed awake? Or have... And on top of that, also, have awake or stood awake a whole day?
So longest I've ever stayed awake, you said?
Yeah.
So from late night to morning, 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Yes.
How long ago was this?
This was probably what year? Maybe 2016. Yeah, it was 2016, because I remember it was kind of it was not that long after Eric's birthday when we were talking about the time we got lit, you know?
Yeah.
How's it go? My family had went to, they went out of state for a birthday, I believe, or some shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
And what happened was that I was home alone for a good week. And so, how it went was... No, actually, no, yeah, they went somewhere. It's not what I'm thinking of. But anyway, they went, somewhere. And I was like, I don't do good sometimes when I'm alone in the house, you know? Because I have so much freedom that I go crazy. And then sometimes when it's late at night, my mind will, imagine scenarios or some shit. And I get very scared when I'm home alone. So, I remember I was sleeping in my parents' room, and I was just watching TV. And I'm like just looking all around me like, oh god. And, I have this problem too, even when I go sleep at my cousin's house in unfamiliar places, where I tend to stay up until the sun rises so I know I'm safe. Because if the sun's shining through the room, then I'm safe. And so yeah, if I can see the blue outside of my room, because I know that's when the signal of the mornings come, then yeah, I'm safe. So I stayed up until 10 a.m. watching movies and cartoons, whatever was on TV. I didn't have any technology at the time. I had my iPad, I believe, but I don't know why it happened to it. But yeah, so 10 a.m. What about you?
Me, 7 a.m.
7 a.m. What led to that?
Honestly, this is actually earlier this year.
2020?
Yep.
Oh shit.
So I think I was gaming, or I think I stopped around 2 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So then I just started listening to music, getting into it. So I wasn't sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing I look over and it's 4 something. And I was oh shit. I was like, it's late.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I should probably go to sleep. So I left the music on, and I just couldn't sleep. I wasn't tired at all.
Mm-hmm.
Look over, it's fucking 5 something in the morning now. And I'm like, oh fuck. I'm gonna be so tired tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Or today rather, later. And, yeah, eventually it turned 7 and I was like, all right, kind of tired now, kind of feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just that's the last, time I saw 7 something where it knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
So it might have been later. It might have been, 7:30 that I fell asleep. But
yeah,
I didn't really do anything but just listen to music.
Yeah. Funny enough, I would always, how do you say it? When I was younger, I would actually stay up until 6 a.m. Funny enough, now that I think about it.
Just cause, or what?
Well, here's the thing. When we were younger, my sister and I had a bunk bed room, and then there was renovations in between it, so she would sleep in the living room, watch TV, and I would join her, on different couches, she's on one couch, I'm on another. And, what happened was that, she would fall asleep, fairly early, probably 11 o'clock. I would just be awake watching TV, just quietly. And I would just be I would find the weird shows at midnight that would always air, on fucking so my best example that I can think of is, have you ever heard of Kablam on Nickelodeon?
No.
So it's kind of like a variety show where they show different animated cartoons, and it's hosted by these 2 kids, Henry and June, and stuff. So they would show weird animated shows like Prometheus and Bob, which is a claymation about an alien and a caveman.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's really creepy once you look at it, because it would show like the opening of that show would be like, oh, like here's some like creepy alien footage, and then it would show Prometheus and Bob. I'll show you sometime.
Yeah,
but
I'm like, I need to see that.
yeah. Or like Life with Loopy, which is like another show, but the weirdest show that came up to me at like midnight, from Kablam, was a show called Action League Now. And Action League Now is basically kind of like Justice League, but like it's like with action figures, and it's all stop motion. Not all stop motion. Some parts would be stop motion, but like it would be like as if you would hold the action figure by the foot, right?
Yeah.
And the hand would be out of frame, and then when they talk, they would just like move the foot, so that way the whole body moves, and we're like, oh, they're saying this and that, you know?
Oh, so it looks like they're talking, yeah.
Yeah, but like it's so weird. Like they had weird characters. Like they had like, do you know what He-Man looks like, right?
Yeah.
Okay, imagine kind of like a rip-off He-Man with blonde hair, but he's naked, and that was one of the characters. That was one of the main characters. I can't remember what his name was, but then they had
what the fuck?
Yeah. Or do you know how in what's his name? You seen Big Daddy?
Yeah, I've seen Big Daddy. Yeah.
You know how the kid is like in love with the action figure like Scuba Steve?
Scuba Steve. Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine a knockoff version of that, and that was one of the other main characters. His name was Stinky Diver.
What the fuck?
Or there was another main character. Oh god. He's literally like a burned piece of like action figure. He's all like black and brown and stuff. And his name was Meltman.
Fuck, that's...
Yeah. Or the main girl was Wonder Girl, and she was like a blonde haired Barbie with like an orange leotard and stuff. And then there's villains like the Mayor, which is like a normal generic looking guy in a blue suit. Or Hodgepodge, which was like the scariest looking villain because he was made of like different parts of different action figures, and also a crab claw for some reason.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I gotta show you pictures. I'll post a picture right here of Kablam and Action League Now.
Characters.
Yeah. Oh, and the Prometheus and Bob right there too. Yeah. So yeah, that's all that. If you're getting nostalgia, then you remember this. So yeah, I would watch those like every single night, just quietly, while my sister was sleeping across from me, and I'm like, I should go to sleep. And I never did. I would always turn off the TV the second I heard my parents' door open at the end of the hallway and be like, pretend to go to sleep. And that's when I fell asleep.
You fell asleep there?
Yeah, and I did fall asleep right after.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
We were talking about like fucking like, you know, weird shows you saw. I was like, they were about to start telling me like, you know, there's like all this fucking porn or some shit at 12. And I was like, oh.
Oh no, man, that's on HBO on Thursdays. Every other Thursday. I learned that growing up. Watching like real sex, man. It's like a porn documentary.
Oh, you're like, oh. No, when you started talking about that, have you ever seen C-Lab?
Oh, C-Lab 90210.
No, it's C-Lab something. I forgot. It was like an animated show that was on
Adult Swim.
Adult Swim, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Adult Swim had those type of shows, you know. But tell me about C-Lab.
No, I just remember. Right now, you're talking about weird shows. I think that was like a weird show that I remember seeing when I was young.
Yeah, there was also that one show with a guy. He was like a cat, but he had a red face, and his mother had the same face, and then his dad was a human.
What the fuck? I have no clue.
Yeah, that's an Adult Swim show. I can't remember what the name of it was. But no, I know C-Lab. They have a show. Can't remember. I think they also made Archer. Those guys who made C-Lab.
Oh, the animation looks kind of similar. So yeah, you might be right.
Mm-hmm. I can't watch Archer. The animation throws me off. Plus, I don't like the main character's voice. Yeah.
Remember Aqua Teen Hunger Force too?
Oh my god. Fucking, yeah, the one with Fry, Shake, and Carl.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never seen a single episode.
No?
Meatwad.
Meatwad.
Yeah.
Fuck, yeah. Just thinking about that, you're talking about old shows, and I was like, those two shows, and I think Wonder shows, and
I've always
really fucking weird ass shows I saw.
I've always heard about Wonder Chosen. I never watched it though. What's Wonder Chosen about?
Well, yeah, like my brother didn't let me watch it, but like I would watch, like some episodes that he would like forget to delete, or if I stayed awake long enough, just
They'd be on
secretly. Yeah, they'd be on. But the like most clearest memory I have was just it was like weird, like kind of like weird animations of like like kind of like dark fucking like topics and shit.
Dark humor.
Yeah, and like they would also get like little puppets. They would interview people and like ask them like questions and shit.
Oh shit, that sounds like Eric Andre show.
Yeah, it was like something like that too. Yeah, and I remember when they also had little kids on there like interview people.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I remember specifically this in this one episode where this kid's like interviewing some old man, and he tells the old man, he's like, I always wanted to punch a horse in the face. Like, guy just looks at him like, yeah, okay, and he's like, you be the horse and I'll be the dreamer.
Oh my god.
And that's always stuck with me because I thought it was fucking hilarious, like as a kid, and I still think it's funny to this day. But
I want to see that.
It was just a bunch of like weird ass,
like absurdist humor.
Yeah, like
I felt the same way about I remember when I was young. Actually, I saw that Robot Chicken was starting, right?
Yeah.
And they were going through a skit already, but then I saw that the warning, like, when they come back from the commercials, like, it was like, oh, this is rated TVMA. And I was like, I want to see this show. And then my dumb ass went to the living room and asked my sister, like, hey, there's a show rated TVMA. Can I watch it? She's like, no, what the hell? No. I'm like, oh.
Little fucking Houston asking, like, hi.
Yeah, but, no, yeah. I remember actually seeing a little bit of Robot Chicken after that. Like, one of the skits was Scooby-Doo going against Jason, I believe, at Crystal Lake.
The fuck?
Yeah, and Jason ends up killing all of them except Velma. Velma unmasks him and it's the old man, right? And she's like laments. She's like, oh, like, what do I do? Like, all my friends are dead now. And then her and Jason look at each other, and then they just start making out. And I'm like, what the hell is this?
And you liked it or what?
No, I was like, no, it's weird. I don't know, Robot Chicken's funny. It's funny, but like, oh my god, there's actually a new show that's out right now on Adult Swim. Oh fuck, let me look up the name. It's like really weird. It's like cause like, okay, what? It's like 3D claymation animated, but it's like it's a good 3D claymation animated. And one of the
I think I've like, I don't know if I've seen, but that sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, and like one of the thing was one of the skits that was really clever was that a girl is sitting in the living room, right, playing with her dolls and everything, and then her mom's playing with her. And she does, the fucking peekaboo thing.
Yeah.
It's like oh, cover your eyes, peekaboo. So the little girl does that while her mom's out of the room to get a phone call. I believe that's what's happening. And then she comes back and her daughter still has her eyes over her hands over her eyes, and she's like, Stacy. Oh my god, where'd she go? Stacy. And then she panics and everything. Her husband comes home. She's like, I can't find Stacy. And then the cops come and her hands are still over her eyes and the cops are in front of her. She's like, we'll find your daughter. We'll find who kidnapped her. And just, it goes really too far. And I'm like, this is fucking great. What the hell?
You're like, I gotta watch the rest of this.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I remember the name of it right now. But, yeah, there are weird shows like that. The Shivering Truth. There you go.
Yeah, I just looked it up right now, too.
Yeah.
It's from the producers of Robot Chicken and Aqua Teen and Air Force.
Yeah, we gotta watch that Peekaboo one later.
Fuck. Yeah.
Do it before some Warzone.
Yeah, that works. But have you ever stayed awake a whole day, dude?
No, I try, and I do want to attempt it one day, but probably not while I'm still living in my family's home, you know?
I feel like that would be the best time, wouldn't it? Because, like, I don't know, I feel like right now would be actually the best time. It's like, realistically, what are you going to do all day tomorrow?
True, we're still under quarantine, probably for the next few months, so, okay, I see your point.
You don't have to do it, I'm just saying, like, I feel like right now would be, like, if someone was like, I want to stay up all day, I feel like we're in the kind of perfect time right now.
Probably. I don't know, my dad's very unexpected with giving me things to do on random days, so...
So you're just like, oh, I might be tired.
Might be. I might do it on the weekend, because I know we don't do much on weekends. Oh, I could do it going into a rainy day, because I know we won't do much.
That works.
Yeah, I know. I would have to find a lot of things to do in that time. I mean, I do have a lot of games, and my 4 phones and the Switch right now, so...
Yeah, you're kind of set right now.
Yeah. Probably... No, I haven't, but I would like to attempt to. What about you?
Me, I've only done it once.
Ooh.
And this was, I think, might have been 2015 or 16.
What prompted it?
So, I had just started winter courses, and I think it was a communications class.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember the professor saying, like, you have to finish this, and it was a lot of work, like a fuckload of work, like that she didn't really go over either.
Whoa, no bueno.
Yeah, she was saying, like you guys gotta finish it, turn it all in, like, by tomorrow, and she was, like, kind of, like, bitchy about it.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, me and my sister were in that same class. We're like, oh, fuck, like, we gotta do this. So I was, like, kind of working on it, like, all fucking day. I think the class was, like, 8 or 9 in the morning.
Oh my god, woo.
Yeah, so, yeah, I just remember, like, trying to work on it, like, all day, like, being lazy about it, but not starting it till, like, 6, 7 p.m. and then being like, holy fuck, like, this is too much work. Like,
I should have done this earlier.
Yeah, so eventually I finished, like, I don't know, 6, 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I couldn't sleep. School. I had class, I had to fucking shower, eat, get ready. So when I got out, like, it was already a full, 24 hours of being awake.
Oh my god.
It prompted it because of that. You know what's the worst part?
What?
She was like, oh, it's okay, like, if you finish it, you guys can turn it in tomorrow or some shit. Like, she was super cool about it.
Oh.
She was a really cool teacher. Like, like, the rest of the time, really cool teacher. But I just remember being so pissed off. I'm like, I stood awake a whole fucking 24 hours because of your bitch ass.
Kind of brought it upon yourself.
Yeah, part of it, but regardless, like, it was a lot of work for
24 hours.
That she hadn't taught us.
Oh,
no, the 24 hours was, I woke up to go to class the first day, right? Mm-hmm. So that was, continuation from there. And, went to class, got out of class, just go home, whatever. But,
yeah,
it was a bunch of work. That's the only time I stayed up. I remember I was watching, I stood away a little bit more than 24 hours. Mm-hmm. I got home, my mom's like, oh, you've been awake for, like, a whole day, like, you sleep. And I was like,
yeah.
Yeah, kind of want to watch, Parks and Recreation, because I was binge watching it at the time. When it was on Netflix, so I was just watching that, and I remember, like, I think it was, like, season 3 that I was watching, and I just remember just knocking out, like, I don't know when, but it was a little bit over 24 hours.
Damn, you need some snake juice in you.
Yeah, but honestly, dude, like, I've never, like, if it wasn't for that, I never would have been like, oh, I want to, fucking stay awake for 24 hours, because when I look at it, I'm like, what are you going to do? You know what I mean?
Well, we could, You know what? For future reference, we could try a 24-hour live stream.
Fuck. I'd be down.
Switch.
Once we hit what?
Yeah.
100,000 subscribers.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Hell yeah, I'm gonna do a celebration once we hit 100.
100 shit. Once we hit fucking 5.
You're right, dude. I was celebrating when I got 10 on Twitch.
Fuck, dude, that's impressive in its own right.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know 10 people.
But yeah. So yes.
I have like 15 followers on my Twitch, but
do you? What's your Twitch?
They're all me. I'm just fucking with you, bro.
I make dummy accounts.
That'll help boost the numbers.
That'll get.
It's like yes, it says you have 30 followers, but you only fucking gauge 2 views per stream.
Mario, you're like the equivalent of like someone who posts a picture and then likes it by himself to get it started. That will get the ball rolling.
I've seen that, or I see a lot of people like on Instagram. I post a picture. I don't know if you remember, but in Instagram, before like all these updates, like the old Instagram, I remember it used to say like 8, like it would show like the 8 people who liked it. Like it would until you got to like I think 10 or 12 or something, then it would show 12 likes. But if not, it would show like the names of
yeah, Facebook.
The few people who liked it.
Facebook used to do that too.
Until now. So I remember a lot of people like once they hit over a certain number, or like if they were one number away, they would always like their own photos, so it can get to like 10 or 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was funny. Like
once you
I don't know, I feel like it's weird. Yeah, I feel like it's weird liking your own photo.
Oh yeah,
especially if it's of yourself. Like like let's say if it's a memory or like a picture you took of like I don't know the cloud or some landscape. And I feel like that's all right. Like you can appreciate your picture, but I don't know. I feel like it's more weird if you're taking a selfie and you fucking like your own selfie. Like
like here's me with my body pillow waifu. That'll get the ball rolling.
They're fucking ass cheeks facing now with the fucking peace sign. Like hey,
just want you to know there's peace under my ass.
Oh shit.
But yeah. Hey, speaking of our Instagrams, what is our Instagram so we can put an end to this episode?
Well, my Instagram is at Mario C likes to keep it clean.
Exactly.
It's actually a song lyric from the TheEZBoys. Yeah, so that's inspiration.
Yeah, Beastie Boys. What's that one song? No Sleep Till Brooklyn.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
That's Mario. And me, I am Blooming Upstream. All one word, Blooming Upstream. Based off one of my favorite indie movies, Upstream Color. Go give it a watch if you like movies about love and drugs.
And pigs.
And, oh yeah, you remember. And worms. So yeah,
it's true.
Pig and worms. Alright. So yeah, we're signing off now.
Hope you guys liked this first little intro.
Yeah, and oh god, I fell down a well. Are they gone?
I believe so.
Okay. Give me a kiss.
Yeah. Right.